Hey guys, the biggest misconception people have with credit cards is they think that you have to make extra or bigger purchases with them. Doing this is actually one of the worst ways to use your credit card. Today, we're going to go over how regular, recurring purchases like Netflix or the internet bill can help build your credit report. It is a good basic strategy. Any consumer can develop a high FICO score, which is about 760 or above, using credit cards just, without accruing any interest and on their regular bills. There are some nuances to note, however. The first is to know the importance of credit utilization and how it works. 30% of your FICO score depends on what percentage of your credit limit is outstanding. If the balance reported on one card is over 10% of the limit, you start to lose points. Yes, only 10%. When you exceed 30% limit, you start to lose a lot more. A card with a balance of 35% of the limit will cost about 25 points, and a card near its maximum can cost 75 points or more. Here's where a knowledge of how card issuers work can gain points. If you accrue a $400 balance on a card with a $500 limit, you'll lose 60 points or more, even if you pay the balance in full when you get the statement. Card issuers report balances to the credit bureaus when they send out the statements. The reported balance is the one that counts. This is why you should strive to get the higher credit limits, at least 10 times your typical spending limit on each card. If you spend $400 on a card with a $5,000 spending limit, your utilization is only 8%, with no worries of losing any points. You can improve your chances of getting approved for higher limits by using your card instead of cash at every opportunity and paying the balance in full when you get the statement to avoid interest charges. As you work towards higher limits, you can optimize your scores by paying the balance below 10% each week to make sure that you aren't getting caught on that statement date. What you should not do is any of the following. Carry a balance month to month to quote unquote build credit. There is no scoring benefit at all to this misguided and expensive practice. I promise you, this is something that even my mom told me was very helpful, that banks don't want to see you paying off all your bills early or on time, or they want to make sure that you have the some there, which is, again, a little bit more true once you get up. They want to see about 1 to 4%, on your credit cards. That's about what's best, but it's never going to say, you want to make sure to just get the credit statement and carry on. Like I said before, you don't want to buy stuff you don't need just because you want to use the card. That's just a waste of money. Most of us can find dozens of opportunities to use a card without spending frivolously. Like I said, using it on recurring charges such as cell phones, gas, TV, groceries, anything that you might want to do, you can put on a credit card pretty much nowadays. And, you also don't want to allow the balance of your cards to go to absolute zero. Like I said, it looks kind of weird, so you want to make sure that you have 1 to 4% of your balance of your total limit, I guess I should say, left on your card. Or, it looks kind of weird and then you might get dinged, 12 to 20 points. And you just kind of want to avoid that by all means by just looking like you're using the card and, letting the banks do whatever they need to do. Some of the best practices that you should do for optimizing your FICO scores is to keep at least 3 active credit cards, which I'm working towards myself. You want to use them at every opportunity for routine purchases. Like I said, refer back to my video of why I never use debit cards and how you should never use them again. And you should also request regular increases to your credit limits if you're paying them off in full and you believe that you've been a good customer and you deserve that. You also want to make sure that, like I said just then, pay everything off in full. Once you get the balance or right before the balance, pay it off in full and call it a day. You never want to accrue interest. You never ever want to pay the bank. If you have only credit cards, you can expect your maximum FICO score to be about 760, and that would get you eligible for the best financing in the market, like mortgage and consumer. If you happen to need financing on a car or mortgage, you'll see a credit score jump another 20 plus points because of the credit mix. Having more than one type of credit, revolving, installment, and mortgage is a plus. It helps make up 10% of your FICO score. So along with credit utilization, credit history, the difference, the diversity in your credit. So now I just got an auto loan, and that helped my credit actually. In the long run, it hurt it a little bit in the short run because of the application, but actually helped in the long run because of that, the diversification. So, you also want to consider maybe setting up automatic payments to make sure, like I said, you don't miss that payment before or right after the statement balance, depending on how you feel. And that'll help eliminate any possibility of a late fee coming. And like I said, when we don't want to pay the banks, everything we do is to make sure that we aren't paying the banks. I hope this video helped you guys. I hope you guys are watching all the videos that I have and kind of learning along with me. And I want you guys to comment down below where you are in your journey and kind of how you feel about this, and if this is a technique that you'll start doing, because I'm on my way to getting a card strictly for bills, and unfortunately I can't put rent on there because they charge a crazy percentage for me to pay with a credit card, but all my bills like internet and groceries and everything is getting ready to get put on one singular card. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I really hope you guys are going to use that opportunity to, kind of do the same thing. And like I said, I hope you guys have a great one. Hope you guys have a great week. Thank you. Bye.